Welcome back to some F1 My Team, guys, as we're here for round number 20 of the season. Already, it's flown by in a flash, but we're here for Mexico as we enter the final 5 rounds. Mexico, Brazil, Vegas, Qatar, and Abu Dhabi as we hunt down the World Drivers' Championship. Now, guys, if you haven't seen the previous episode, go check it out. Link in the top right, as always. Before we jump into potential spoiler warnings, that was at COTA with a sprint, so go watch it. Anyway, we're going to start off today's episode with activities. Now, this one's fairly straightforward, a short turnaround from one race to the next, so no big surprises. We also, as you can see, were in the process of protecting upgrades for a regulation change for next season, and we're now going to finish up those protections and get everything secured for next year, officially now protecting and keeping our car as is. We can push on with more upgrades.
Our new parts have completed without issue. They'll be on the car ready for the next race weekend.
Now, the good thing about that is we still have plenty of races to go and we can make our car faster. Now, in the championship, the gap to Verstappen is just under 30 points, if my math is correct. So Max has still got a reasonable gap. He's got over a race win on us, but we've been closing in very, very aggressively in the past 5 or 6 rounds. In the constructors, we can try and beat Merck, but it's going to be tricky. Now, the forecast this weekend is dry. You can see at the bottom of the screen, we've won 4 of the last 6 rounds, and we're really just running right, especially since Spa. We've been red hot in terms of form, and hopefully we can really carry that forward into the last couple of races, but there's still, plenty of points up for grabs. Sprint races at Brazil and Qatar, so there's still a lot of points to fight for, and a lot can happen. Now, we delved into practice and the car felt good. We got our race runs done, baseline, good feeling all round.
Program complete and a job well done. We got some excellent data with that run, so come on back to the garage and I can take you through the numbers.
You can see our data was also pretty positive, albeit I will admit the tyre wear was a bit higher than I would have liked. I think that's also, something we can control with our driving style and just dial out, especially some of that rear tyre wear, which is where most of it comes from. Pace-wise, we got quicker and quicker each lap, so just good pace and good numbers all round. We finished in 18th. Jamie Chadwick actually finished ahead of us as we both were on mediums, but quicker times were set. Either way, I'm not really too concerned. There was some rain earlier on in the session, so the lap times weren't fully accurate. Either way, we picked up all the R&D points we need, and we had a smooth session. We double our total, and we can hopefully look to make some real big, difference maker upgrades in these final rounds before Abu Dhabi, and hopefully make a real difference in the championship. Now, we do pick up a few discounts, ultimately not super productive in terms of what they're worth, but the big thing to note here is we're now level 20 in team acclaim, so we've unlocked an extra secondary sponsor, which we'll see on the car hopefully for the next race. For now though, qualifying.
This is a special place to go motor racing. We have the Fora Sol. The track is warming up nicely, and it is nearly time to set the grid for tomorrow's Grand Prix. What an atmosphere we have in Mexico City.
Now then, here we go. We get the session underway, looking to try and hopefully get another pole. If so, we're going to be in very good nick for the race, albeit P1 isn't the be-all end-all around here because the run to turn 1 is so long in the race. A front row or P2, P3 for P4 would be a fine result, to be fair. Any of the top 2 rows really is fine. Either way, making our way through the end of our first time lap here in qualifying, and we're going to see what we do at 1:13.
We've only got 2 laps of fuel left.
Not quite, 1:12.9. We did go P1, but Verstappen did a 1:12.726, so we're going to have to push on again. And there was a bit of time in turns 1, 2, 3, hence why I showed you on the previous run. I kind of ran a bit deep through turn 1. I hit the curb at the wrong angle through here, which this time we do not make the same mistake twice. And you can see we find a 10th immediately in the first sector. We now make our way into sector 2. Currently 2 tenths down on Verstappen, which kind of indicates that maybe we're a bit more heavy on downforce and wing compared to the AI. So in theory, if that's to be true, we should go quick through this middle and final sector. We have a bit of a slide, but we keep momentum rolling, and we're now 2.5 tenths up, exiting the S section. So at the split, we're going to be up by 1/4 of a second, and we're up with Verstappen, confirming that maybe we are running a bit more wing. Into sector 3, into the stadium, bit of a lock up on the way in on the front left there, but we do manage to keep it, you know, under control. Now the last corner here, trying to focus on our exit, and we do actually lose a little bit there, so we lost out a little in the last sector altogether, but we still go quickest with a 1:12.6, and you can see the gaps. It's me versus Verstappen, P1 versus P2. The other guys aren't quite in the mix, although Sainz does have the best first sector. We are the quickest in sectors 2 and 3. So it's all going to come down to this last lap. It's very close. The razor fine margins between Verstappen and myself. So a lap here with a slight improvement could be decisive. Let's get into it. Yes, huge lap. To be fair, there wasn't a lot of time in the previous one, but we just hooked that one up, an absolute treat. A 1:12.514. Verstappen joins us in the 0.5 club, but we beat him marginally by 1/2 tenth. That's how close it was. And then there's some larger gaps behind, but it's going to be Martinez v Verstappen in the race, and who knows who is going to get involved as we have that long run down towards turn 1. Either way, job done for us in this initial part of the weekend. You can see Jamie finishes in P17 as well, a second off, so a slight improvement from her in terms of our average pace compared to us. But either way, great qualifying, and we will take that momentum into the race. But we'll see who's on top come turn 1, because it could be a very different story, as our race starts have not been the best in this crew mode so far. Either way, guys, qualifying done. We'll take that. A good step in the right direction and building on the good feelings. But now we're going to get into the race and hopefully convert into a win.
Welcome to the most populous city in North America. The legendary Jim Clark won the first official F1 race here in 1963. It's Mexico City, and it's Grand Prix Sunday. 2,285 meters above sea level, the altitude will test the driver's fitness and their engine's efficiency. 17 corners, 7 to the left, 10 to the right, that make up a 2.6-mile circuit equipped with 2 DRS zones. Before we begin, let's take a quick look at the grid lineup for today's race. Martinez lines up on pole position, edging out Max Verstappen, who will start from P2. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Norris, Perez, Russell, Fernando Alonso, Leclerc, Sainz, Hamilton, Oscar Piastri, Tsunoda, Hülkenberg, Magnussen, Gasly, Chadwick, Ocon, Joe, Stroll, Bottas, Sargent, Albon, and Daniel Ricciardo fills the last spot on the grid. And with preparations almost complete, let's head down to the track. And we welcome you to the commentary box overlooking the circuit. I'm Alex Jakes, and I'm joined by Anthony Davidson. Things seem comfortable, they seem stable right now. That's a positive, but do they need to be pushed to the next level?
Well, that's the thing, as a driver, it's easy to feel like you're the individual. It's all about you, and you want to further your career the best you can, but you have to have the team hat on as well and play the team game, work with your teammate as best you can. It's not an easy balance to figure out.
So here we go, time for the main event. P1, pole position. Can we convert into another race win? If we do, it really is game on in the championship. We still have plenty of racing action. We have Vegas, we have Qatar, we have Abu Dhabi, we have Brazil. 4 rounds, 2 sprints, plenty of points up for grabs, and a 7-point haircut on Verstappen's lead today would be a really good way to go into those remaining races and hopefully try to beat him. Now, the one thing for this one, we have to win. We have to convert. Now, strategy-wise, fairly simple. 1 stop, medium to hards. No point making it complicated. We're going to run 0.5 on the fuel over. That should keep us safe. The key thing here is getting a good start. It's a long run to turn 1. I probably will lose P1 to Verstappen, being honest, but if I can maintain P2, that would be decent. So let's see how we get on. First off, formation lap, and then hopefully a good launch and take it from there. Either way, one thing to note, since the 110 AI patch improvement in terms of their difficulty, they seem to be a bit better and more consistent in race pace. So we're going to have to keep the levels up this entire 36 laps. Right, good tyre temp, which is step 1. Now we're going to try and hopefully line the car up. I might even point the car towards the inside a little bit to see if I can maybe cut Verstappen up off the line. That would be interesting. Either way, Norris, Perez, Russell joining us for the fight. No Ferraris. Let's point the car inward slightly, and hopefully we can try and get a good start for once. Right, here we go. This is it. This is for the championship. It's at stake. Every point matters. Lights on. And away we go. And it's a good start. It's a good start. We cut Verstappen off. He'll now switch to the outside where we can wash him up high, push him up high to try and defend into turn 1. That's 3 wide. Got a car more inside there. Had to be careful. I couldn't quite commit. Norris, Verstappen going at it. Verstappen holds on to 2nd. Norris down to 4th. Leclerc from nowhere up to 3rd. And we are already completely out of battery, so an aggressive dump, but absolutely worth it as we manage to hold on to our charge. So let's try now eke a bit of a gap out and try and stretch the field. That's going to be crucial in these initial laps. Of course, DRS is going to be very powerful around here. 3 zones, every single one of them matters. Verstappen right up my chuff as we try to get the charge through the S's. Verstappen to the outside. Leaving room. Gonna give him a pinch. He's gonna be on the inside though, into the hairpin. Side by side through the stadium. Verstappen just gets in front. As I was in none, trying to save some battery. Got Leclerc.
DRS is being enabled this lap. We can use DRS when you're within 1 second of the car ahead and in the DRS zone.
Got Leclerc right behind on our alongside for company, but we're gonna pull ahead on the second half of the straight. Look at the gap, by the way, behind Norris. Absolutely massive gap to Alonso. Leclerc holds on. We're losing a lot of time here going side by side. We're going to have to use all of our battery here to try and not let Verstappen get away. I don't think I got it. No, I didn't. Verstappen's managed to keep me out, and I don't have any battery. 15.8. Well, we're going to be a bit defenseless here from Leclerc. He's going to have DRS, so I'm just going to let him go. Maybe he can get a slingshot onto Max and get some momentum on side. No. Doesn't quite overtake us. I had enough in the tank with hot lap mode to hold position. I'm going to let Leclerc through this time. No point even trying to fight this. We may even let Norris have to go as well. But I need to charge batteries. I'm way out. Way out. Verstappen's flying at the moment. Leclerc's been running a good pace for the last few laps here. Verstappen getting away though, still. Although not as much as before. It's still a significant gap he's got, over 2 seconds now. We've got pretty much a full charge. Perez has broken away from the battle of cars behind. We're going to try and get past Leclerc here. Although he's making a bit of a late move, we're going to go through regardless and try and use the DRS slingshot to
Flag.
open a gap. Got a yellow. Let's see who that is. That could be interesting. That could neutralise Verstappen's gap if we get a safety car or a virtual safety car. Or even a red flag. Haven't seen one of those in a minute. Let's see. I think it's a V-carb. Rick Bobby out, but no consequence to that action. So we'll continue on our way. 16-0. Verstappen still pulling away though. 2.8. He's really, really fast around here, especially race trim. Here comes Leclerc. He's having a bit of a look.
Caution.
We're going to brake super late and just give him the squeeze to try and keep him at bay. I don't know what to do here. I don't think I've got the pace to catch Verstappen. AI definitely are better in race pace since the latest patch, for sure. This isn't happening. I'm trying, I'm pushing as hard as I can, but I can't shake off Leclerc, and Verstappen's still pulling away. The gap's just going up and up and up right now. At the minute, even the undercut isn't going to work because the gap's just going too large. I don't have an answer. I've got to try and work with Leclerc somehow. Let him go. And we'll see if we can try and switch each lap. That might be the only way, although now Norris is aggressively on the battery here. Really aggressive going for it. So we're going to have to just fall in line and let that go. Oh, I just don't know what to do here. I don't have an answer at this stage. Uh-oh. This isn't going to be good. This is going to be really, really suboptimal. Oh my god. Alright, come on then, let's follow Norris through. Leclerc's out of battery. Look at Verstappen now though, nearly 5 seconds. Oh, almost drove into the back of Norris. They broke super early. Yeah, I don't know what to do here. I'm trying to think of something we could do, but this might just be, unfortunately, we're going to have to accept that we're in a battle for P2, and we've got to just try and make sure we maximise that result. Maybe we can try and nab the fastest lap in the next stint and, you know, limit the damage as much as possible, but I think Verstappen's playing in a different league today.
Okay, caution, caution. Virtual safety car is out. Reduce speed and maintain a positive delta on your dash.
Okay, there's a car at the stadium that's backwards or sideways. No DNF message. Shame it wasn't a full safety car. That might have been interesting, but if this VSC goes long enough, we could box. Right.
Okay, VSC ending. We're going green. Maintain positive delta until the green flags.
Right back underway. That would have given everybody a chance to charge. So the AI are probably going to pull quite aggressively now for this next lap. We didn't get to stop under that VSC. Oh my god, big snap. So we're just going to pick up where we left off. Car feels like a right handful now. Going to have to use some battery here. Verstappen has lost a little bit in that VSC phase. Norris within 4 seconds, but still nothing to rave about. We're a long way back. Wow, Leclerc's really going for it. I'm just trying to plan how I'm going to attack this next stint. These two are really not helping me, so I need to find a way to brake. Perez has joined the action and Sainz is catching, so we're just losing time. I'm debating, do I want to undercut and get away? But if I undercut, I probably won't be able to get the fast lap of the race. If I overcut, then obviously I might risk losing these guys, but I could have fresher tyres to go for the best lap of the race. So I'm just trying to decide what the best way to go about this is. Now, I think the answer here is Perez. He will go a lap longer than Max, Norris and Leclerc as the de facto second driver. So if we want to extend, we need to use Checo for it. Right, we're going to follow Perez. He's the car that we want, so he's going to pass Leclerc. So we're going to do the exact same thing and just follow through. Well, I'll say that. Perez has got not a lot of battery left, although now he's going for it. I don't know what he's doing though. This is not helping. Perez had to get that move done. Right, this is the lap. We need to get past both these guys.
Push now. We're boxing this lap.
So Perez and Leclerc, we have to get them both on this one. So let's see if this works out. This time Perez has got the run. and he's got momentum. Right, we're just going to set up the exit here. Never mind, got completely blocked. We'll pass Leclerc though, who doesn't have DRS. He's trying to stick his nose in, but we're going to go around the outside and pick him off.
Remember, box this lap. Keep an eye on your distance to the speed limit line as you approach and make sure you don't speed.
Whoops, first warning. Let's see if I'm right. So Verstappen, Norris, Leclerc will box. Perez will go one more. Yes, he does. There we go. Perez is my golden ticket for an overcut. So Checo will be in end of this lap. So we're going to get a lap to follow him. He will now push. And we'll try to recharge behind him on this lap. And hopefully have a full charge for the next lap to go flat out ourselves. So now on this one, Checo will go in. And we'll just get DRS for the next 2 zones. So this will be our chance to now push flat out on an overcut. We're not quite full charge, but decent enough battery that we can make this work. Right, let's go.
Right, let's have you in at the end of this lap, please.
Let's see if this will work out or not. Need a good pit entry and a good pit stop now. Good stuff. Right, come on then. Critical for the race. Looks like Leclerc might have had a slow stop. He's behind Perez. So Leclerc's our target for DRS. Verstappen's flying. He's in a different league today. 2.4. Good stuff. This might actually work. You know, we might actually be there with Perez even.
Pit strategy complete. See these tyres through to the end now.
Yep, well, we'll use battery and we can get just behind Checo here and get ahead of Leclerc. So we've jumped 1. So the battle for second is still on, but now the target is to try and get that extra point for the fast lap. So suddenly now the race looking in a bit more of a healthier state. Let's see if we can make it count.
Okay, safety car deployed. Safety car's been deployed. Watch your delta. Make sure you keep it positive as we catch the pack.
Wow, okay, this could be very interesting. We may not be able to go for the fastest lap anymore, but it could be game on, although what's going on here? Checo, you meant to pass a safety car. There we go. Good boy. Right, this could be game on. Verstappen neutralized, although we know how quick he is. Right then, excellent safety car phase. Managed to burn fuel and put no wear into my tyres, whilst also maintaining the temp using the brakes. So, now we're going to get started on this restart. I don't think we'll be able to go for the fastest lap, but really the objective now is to try and get that win back. Verstappen launches it, a little bit slow on the restart. Right, come on then. Back to green flag racing. I want to try and be a bit more intelligent with my battery use here if possible. So we'll try and hold a decent bit back. If Norris were to get stuck in and battle with Max, that would be a welcome help. But let's see, let's take it one sector at a time. Main thing is to try and all stay within DRS range of one another. Right, I think we can get Checo here.
DRS has been enabled. DRS is now enabled.
No DRS, but we've got decent straight down speed in the second part of the straight. Checo defensive, flashing away. Just going to take a nice wide line, leave plenty of room on the inside, but make sure he doesn't still make it on the inside of the turn 3 apex, which we managed to avoid. So we take the line and we take the position. Back to P3. Verstappen's still there. Right, this is perfect. Norris has stayed with Verstappen and we are currently on for a fastest lap of the race. Right then, this could be interesting. Really interesting. 10 to go and it's still wide open. Hello, hello. Norris having a go. We just dropped Perez and Leclerc, but this might bring them back into the fold. Oh my god, every time I just lose momentum. Verstappen's got no DRS though, so we're going to get involved and we're going to try and get this straight away. Braking as late as possible, around the outside. Max still there, but then we get in front. So suddenly, The tables have turned. It's game on. Wow, we could go for this and take the lead and potentially even try and break away. Here we go. I've got a decent bit of battery, so I could also try and go for the fastest lap again in the process of trying to escape from these guys, especially if they battle. Norris won't have DRS here, so Verstappen may well threaten him. That was a great turn 1, 2, 3. Let's commit to this. Let's try and push. Yep, Verstappen's going for it. This is it. This could be the break. Gap over a second. Verstappen did get through cleanly and quickly, which is not ideal, but now it's my turn to try and keep Max out of DRS range, like he did in the first stint. Difference is now I've got 2 lap fresher tyres than him, plus a really well managed safety car phase. Let's keep it tidy through here, make sure he doesn't get DRS on the pitch straight, and we're in the money. Yes, perfect. Absolutely perfect. And we're going to go even quicker into the 114s. Right, that should do it. That should be the extra point. And now Verstappen can deal with those guys on his own without DRS. I'm a lot happier on this tyre. The gap has stayed at 1.8 ever since we passed Verstappen. It hasn't changed. However, Max is not being pressured. He's able to hold his own even without DRS. He's bringing the cavalry with him. Both McLarens, both Ferraris, Perez, Alonso, both Mercs, all with him. If we lose DRS, it could be trouble for us. None of that. Had to use battery there. That was a costly error. That could have hurt us quite badly. Although this time, Norris might go for it even. Yep, there it is. That could be decisive. That could be decisive. Yep, there it is. Right, we'll use some battery now then. Wow, this race has really flipped. Suddenly, Verstappen's on the back foot. Massively on the back foot. I must admit, I wasn't sure at first, but that safety car ended up being a blessing in disguise, and that has really helped us out. Verstappen was completely out of sight. I had no answer, but the race flips, and suddenly we are going to run away from Mexico with our fastest lap and a full 25 points.
Come on! Now we can fight!
Ah, fantastic drive. That's just fantastic. Amazing. You deserved that race win. Well done, mate.
It's victory in Mexico then, and what a victory it is after an incredible Grand Prix.
And it's always good to get that momentum on your side, and it's really good for your confidence as well. The more confident you are, the further that can take you.
Well, what a thrilling end to an incredible Grand Prix weekend. Our top 3 finishers should be incredibly happy with what they were able to achieve out there today.
Well, there we go. A brilliant, brilliant result. We pull off a bit of a heist around Mexico. An absolutely world-class result, and that is massive for the championship. There's no other way to describe it. Now, just to confirm, we get P1, Norris and Verstappen round up the podium. So Verstappen doesn't even get second place, which is a real kick in the teeth after, you know, the way that race was going for him. Now, just to confirm, Jamie Chadwick got P16, so a bit of a better weekend for her. Ricardo Albon out of the race. In the standings, though, 17 points. Wow, it really is game on now, more than ever. And in the constructors, we're getting closer to Mercedes. We're getting closer. The gap is 29 points. Maybe we could nick it. Maybe. But I mean, I've scored every single one of the team's points. So if Jamie Chadwick were to give me a helping hand, that would be a great time to start scoring points. Either way, guys, that aside, the focus is the drivers, and oh my god, it could be game on. Anyway, we've also recently hit level 20 acclaim, so we now have money for another sponsor, which we'll hopefully have on the car for the next race, which I believe is going to be Brazil, and then we'll have a special livery for Vegas, so stay tuned. Anyway, guys, in the background you would have seen the post-race fallout from that entire Grand Prix, rivalry status, all that good stuff. In the meantime, I'm going to round off the video, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed. Leave a like and subscribe. As always, a big shout out to the members for supporting the channel. Always check out the 2 videos on screen for more content, and I'll see you guys around for the next one. Until then, take care, and that's goodbye from me. Ciao.